Let's start with one of the least aggressive bears on this list, the American black bear. Now, before you let the name fool you, these bears aren't always black. Some are brown, some are cinnamon-colored, and a few are even blonde. Sometime, they'll hear you coming, decide you're not worth the trouble, and disappear into the forest. Unfortunately for you, this isn't most of the time. You've just rounded a bend on the trail, and an American black bear is standing less than 30 feet away. Your first instinct will probably be to run. Ignore it. Black bears can reach speeds of around 30 miles per hour. Stay where you are. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and make yourself look as large as possible. Raise your arms, open your jacket, or lift your backpack above your shoulders. You're trying to convince the bear that you're confident, not an easy meal. Now, don't corner it. Bears like having an escape route just as much as you do. Slowly back away while facing the animal, giving it plenty of room to leave. In many cases, that's exactly what it will do. But let's say it doesn't. If the bear begins walking toward you, don't panic. Many black bears bluff charge, stopping just before they reach you to see how you'll react. Hold your ground for as long as it's safe. Running now only tells the bear that you've entered the prey category. If the attack becomes physical, the strategy changes completely. Do not play dead. Playing dead with an American black bear can make things worse. Fight back with everything you've got. Use sticks, rocks, trekking poles, your backpack, or your bare hands if that's all you have. Aim for the bear's face, eyes, and nose. Your goal isn't to win a boxing match with a bear. That's not happening. And here's the easiest survival tip of them all. Avoid the fight in the first place. Make noise while hiking, and never approach a bear for a photo. Sloth bear. Now it's time for the sloth bear. It doesn't hunt large animals, and its favorite meal is termites and ants. So, you'd think it would be one of the most peaceful bears on Earth. It isn't. In fact, sloth bears are responsible for more attacks on humans than almost any other bear species. The reason is simple. They have poor eyesight. Instead of spotting danger from a distance, they often realize you're there at the exact same moment you realize they're there. And when that happens, their first reaction is usually to charge. Imagine you're walking through a forest, and the bushes beside you suddenly explode with movement. Before you can even process what's happening, a sloth bear has already jumped straight at you. You got scared. Yeah, that's what happened. You won't have much time to think. If the bear hasn't noticed you yet, quietly move away without drawing attention to yourself. But if it's already charging, don't waste precious seconds trying to outrun it. Sloth bears are surprisingly fast, and they can easily catch a person. Unlike many other bears, sloth bears often target the head and face during an attack. Protecting these areas becomes your highest priority. Use your backpack, jacket, or even your arms as a shield while keeping your face turned away from the bear's claws. If you're knocked to the ground, curl into a ball, protect your head and neck, and stay covered until the bear leaves. Fighting back usually isn't the best option unless you have no other choice or see a clear chance to escape. The best way to survive a sloth bear encounter is to avoid surprising one in the first place. Make noise while walking through dense vegetation, especially in areas where visibility is poor. Despite living on insects for most of its life, a frightened sloth bear can be incredibly dangerous. Grizzly bear. Next up is the grizzly bear. This one doesn't need to see you as food to attack. Most grizzly encounters turn dangerous because the bear feels threatened. Surprise one on a narrow trail, get too close to its cubs, or wander near a fresh animal carcass, and you've suddenly become a problem it wants to remove. Imagine you're hiking through dense forest when a massive grizzly appears just ahead. It huffs, lowers its head, and starts walking toward you. This is the moment where panic gets people hurt. Don't run. A grizzly can sprint at over 35 miles per hour. Instead, stay calm, avoid sudden movements, and slowly back away if the bear gives you the chance. If it's watching you closely, speak in a calm voice so it knows you're human and not another animal sneaking through its territory. But if the grizzly charges and makes contact, this is where it becomes different from the other bears on this list. If the attack is defensive, which is the most common type, play dead. Roll onto your stomach, spread your legs to make it harder for the bear to flip you over, and lock your hands behind your neck to protect your head. Stay as still as possible. In many cases, the bear is trying to eliminate what it sees as a threat. Once it believes you've stopped resisting, it may lose interest and leave. However, if the bear continues attacking for an extended time or begins acting like a predator instead of defending itself, stop playing dead immediately. Fight back with everything you have. Aim for the face and muzzle using rocks, sticks, bear spray, or anything within reach. At that point, your only goal is to convince the bear that you're not worth the effort. Asiatic black bear. At first glance, it doesn't look all that intimidating. It's smaller than a brown bear, has a cute cream-colored patch on its chest, and even earned the nickname moon bear, which is a surprisingly wholesome name for an animal that can become incredibly aggressive when it feels threatened. These bears live across forests in Asia. They are excellent climbers. In fact, they spend so much time in trees. Then climbing a tree to escape from bear is basically offering the bear a rematch on its home turf. Unlike American black bears, Asiatic black bears are more unpredictable. Some will run away the moment they notice you. Others may stand their ground, huff loudly, slap the ground, or even charge if they think you've gotten too close. So, you've just spotted one on the trail. First, don't panic. Stay calm, make yourself look as large as possible, and begin backing away slowly. Don't block its escape route. A trapped bear is a dangerous bear. Give it space, and in many cases, it'll choose to leave without any trouble. But if it starts coming toward you, don't immediately assume it's attacking. Like many bears, Asiatic black bears sometimes bluff charge to see if you'll panic and run. Hold your ground if it's safe to do so. If the attack becomes real, don't play dead. Fight back with everything available. Use trekking poles, rocks, sticks, or your backpack as a shield. Make noise while hiking through dense forests. Avoid walking quietly around blind corners, and never get between a mother bear and her cubs. Fortunately, encounters with Asiatic black bears are still uncommon, and most end without anyone getting hurt. Just remember, despite the friendly nickname, a moon bear is still a bear. Polar bear. Finally, we have the polar bear. If you've made it this far, forget almost everything you've learned from the other bears. Polar bears are the largest land predators on Earth, and unlike the other bears, they may actually see a human as food. That's what makes them so dangerous. Imagine you're crossing the Arctic when you spot a polar bear in the distance. It notices you almost immediately and starts walking in your direction. This isn't the time to stand around hoping it'll lose interest. Never play dead. To a hungry polar bear, that only makes you an easier meal. Instead, make yourself look as large as possible. Keep your eyes on the bear, and prepare your bear spray if you have it. If there's a vehicle, building, or any solid shelter nearby, get there as quickly as you can without turning your back on the bear. If the bear keeps approaching, and an attack becomes unavoidable, fight back immediately. Use anything you can find: bear spray, rocks, sticks, tools, or your bare hands if that's all you have. Aim for the face and nose, and keep fighting until you create an opportunity to escape. Against a polar bear, giving up is the worst option. Fortunately, very few people ever encounter a polar bear in the wild. They live in some of the most remote places on Earth, where humans are the visitors. Always know where the nearest shelter is before you step outside.